Good evening, everybody. Coming to you live from Pinnacle Bank Arena in Lincoln, where day one of the girls' state basketball tournament is in the books. 48 teams coming to the capital city today, and half of them had their dreams of a state title already dashed. Let's begin tonight in Class A. Millard North taking on Papio, the 4-5 late matchup here at PBA. In the second quarter, Millard North's Lauren West, the lefty, lay in 2 of her 14 points. Mustangs start the game up double digits. And the ref telling Coach Deal he's got a good team. Later in the second, Papio's Olivia Boudreau, 3 of her 18 points, cuts the Monarchs' deficit down to 7. Still in the second, more Papio. It's Josie Ryan this time, 2 of her 18 points. Monarchs within 5. Time winding down now in the first half. This is Millard North's Jana Green with the triple, beating the halftime buzzer. This one just went final, and Millard North is advancing to the state semifinals with a 54-45 win. So the Mustangs getting the winner of Lincoln Pius X and Omaha Benson, the 8-seeded Bunnies, trying to knock off the top-seeded Bolts. In the first quarter, the Bunnies' Quenisha Lockett drives in for 2, but Benson's still down a bucket. Coach Jones trying to keep his team in it. Second quarter, more Bunnies. It's Kiana Estema, gets the shot to fall, cuts the deficit down to 2, but too much Bolts down the stretch. This is Jaden Greason from downtown. That is good. Lincoln Pius X eliminates Benson by a score of 55-36. Earlier today, the defending Class A champs Omaha Westside meeting Lincoln Southwest in the third quarter. It was the Warriors' Brooklyn James lighting it up from distance, but Westside still down by 8. Warriors student section, though, fired up. Fourth quarter, more from Westside. Elizabeth Robinson for 2. Warriors cut the deficit down to 6. Then later in the fourth quarter, Westside's Ella Wettergren is going to get the roll. Westside would get as close as 4 in this one, but too much Silverhawks down the stretch and too much Jaden Ferguson. 2 of her game-high 24 points, and last year's champs are eliminated. Westside goes down 69-55. Last year's state runner-up, Millard South. The Patriots playing Lincoln East in round number 1 in the fourth quarter. The Pats' Kenzie Hoyt hits the three-pointer. Millard South up by 5. Then later in the fourth, more from the Patriots. It's Maddie Kroll getting the spin, laying it in. Millard South up 53-50 with 3 minutes remaining. Then under a minute to play, Pats down 2. It's Jamie Horan hitting from long distance. Millard South up 56-55. Under 5 seconds left, tied at 56. Lincoln East Haley Peterson hits the go-ahead free throw. Patriots would get a chance for a final shot, but Horan's attempt is off the mark, and Millard South is eliminated 57-56. So the defending champs and the defending runner-up is out in one semifinal tonight. Tomorrow night it will be Millard North taking on Lincoln Pius X, and then the 7 p.m. game tomorrow night, it'll be Lincoln Southwest taking on Lincoln East. Let's move to Class B now, where Elkhorn South came into this tournament 12-13 on the year, but the Storm definitely battle-tested this year. They have played a Class A schedule the entire season up until district play. The Storm taking on top seed Sydney this morning. The Storm trying to keep their season alive in the first half. The Storm's Riley Gray, the jumper, the Husker volleyball recruit, finishing with 14 points, 6 blocks, and you coach John Cook, a fan of that. Then right before the half, Elkhorn South's Camden Small for 3, beating the buzzer as the Storm knock off the number 1 seed 51-37.
I don't know if it's a state, but I think we kind of fly under the radar all year because we're now we're 500 finally, but we were 6-12 at one point. And so we fly under the radar kind of all year. We're okay with that.
Meanwhile, defending champ Elkhorn facing Waverly tonight. The Antlers entering as a 7th seed. First quarter, Elkhorn's Tia Murray for 2. Antlers, though, still down. All the kiddos buried in their phones. Later in the first, more Elkhorn. It's Maddie Meehan with the putback bucket at last check in this one. Waverly leading the defending champs 47-39 in the fourth quarter. Earlier today, Scott Catholic facing Crete. The Skyhawks beat the Cardinals by 8 earlier this season. In the fourth quarter, Skyhawks down 10. Scott's Cece Behrens buries the 3. Skyhawks cut the deficit down to 7. Scott fans still cheering him on. Too much Cardinals, though, in this one. Creighton commit Morgan Molly, 2 of her game-high 22. Scott's season ends in the quarterfinals 48-29.